What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Box Office Banter, or B.O.B. Yeah,
Bob.
that's something else we go by. Bob, no, okay, Jesus, let's not rock the table too much here. We have the hookah here as well. Make sure you lean in. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about Warrior, not the Bruce Lee show. That would be dope,
which is
too.
great, by the way.
That would be dope, but we're going to talk Bruce Lee eventually. We have to. I mean,
You need to watch Warrior first.
I swear, dude, Bruce's face gets a little more angry every day with each episode that passes. But Warrior, movie with old Tom Hardy. For some reason, I almost called him Junior Gillette. Joel Edgerton. I don't know where that would have came from. And Nick Nolte. Old Nick Nolte, man. So,
and
guys.
Frank Grillo.
Yeah. I'm curious to see what y'all have to say about this movie. Rodney, for sure, and Josh, for sure.
Yeah, this was my first watch.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, was it? Oh, I'm jealous.
That's
Absolutely.
clutch. I like to hear that. I hear my daughter in the background already. I don't know if y'all can. Just to kick right into it. I was talking about the beer. I really like the atmosphere from the beginning, from the look of the town to Patty and Tommy's characters living their life with that song playing, dude. It just set the vibe off the bat. I'm sure you're going to ask, like, do you know where this took place? Since I'm over here talking about the town.
One of them, I think when they went to Brendan, it said it was in Philadelphia. But I think when it started, it was somewhere else.
Pittsburgh.
But it was, yes.
Yeah, it's definitely
he said he's
Pittsburgh.
in the Berg.
Yeah, and they had
Which
the
is where I just came
Steelers
from.
thing hanging and
Nice.
all that shit. Yeah, and then we learned that Nolte hasn't been seen Tommy in forever, and he has quit drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
when
add him in layers.
he comes home, he's totally shocked that Tommy's sitting on his steps.
Mhm.
Like, you see it in his face.
He's like, Tommy.
And, yeah, you learn the dad stopped drinking. And something I liked that this movie did is I'm trying to think how to explain it. They didn't reveal too much, like, it was a slow pace of how they revealed stuff, because you can see the dad surprised, but you're like, why is he surprised? And then you see that there was some conflict, but what's that conflict? And they slowly, like, piece the puzzle together through the whole
They
movie.
give you little hints. Like
Here
we
and there,
start.
and it's a little more and more as the movie. I love how they did that.
One of the things I love most is that usually in a movie, you'll get, like, certain stakes. You know what I'm saying? You'll get, like, all right, so these are the stakes of the movie, which is usually one thing that builds the movie for what it is. This movie has, like, 4.
Yes.
So you got Nick Nolte's character who's trying to rebuild his relationship with his sons. You got Brendan's character who hates his dad, but at the same time he can't finance on his house anymore. You know what I'm saying? So he has to do something
How's
in
he
order
gonna
to
keep his house?
get out of
Yeah.
that. Tommy is, AWOL. We'll get to that, but he's got his reasons. And then, oh shit, who am I forgetting? Somebody. Anyway, go on.
That was
Name-
you.
talk-
And like, so they're
about
kind
Patty.
And
Dad.
really though,
I mean,
I
just
don't know if there was any stakes with.
There's not. I mean, getting his kids back. That's his stakes.
He
you
did.
know
He
what I mean?
said that.
Oh, did I miss
Did
it?
you forget
No,
you
I
said
didn't
that?
see
Right?
No. Well, no. For once,
didn't hear it?
for once, I wasn't listening to you because I was like trying to. I was pulling a you that you do on me a lot. I was like seeing my daughter come into the room, and then I joined a little bit late. And then when I brought up Patty, you were like, "Well, he didn't really have steaks though." So then
Well,
he was out there
No,
grilling
he
the whole
did.
time.
He
He
did
had
for
plenty
sure.
of steaks.
Yeah, and they didn't. Also, like the relationships between everybody, they didn't reveal that right off the bat. Like
No.
they didn't tell you these are two brothers and this is their dad. That was something else. That's what I was thinking the whole time, but they didn't say it till later on when the dad goes to Brendan's house and they have the conversation in their front yard, which we'll get to. But like that's when he calls them pops or whatever, and you're like, oh, that's his son, so they're brothers. And they just the way they piece it together slowly.
Yeah.
did you not watch any trailers or anything before this?
Nope.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I couldn't
Rented
believe.
raw dog.
Yeah,
dude.
I couldn't believe that their backstory was they were juggalos and they had that underground backyard wrestling tournament thing. Yeah, it was really wild, and they started putting on the face paint. People have never seen this before and don't mind spoilers. Are like, really?
Yeah, but you learn it's been 14 years since Tommy and his
Yeah.
dad have seen each other. So like,
Oh yeah.
he's how old in the movie?
So much
He's
hatred.
late 20s. So he was like
Mm.
early teenager
Yeah,
last
yeah.
time he saw his
And
dad. Now he's
And
grown.
he ain't budging on that hatred for
No.
nothing.
And
And
either.
I
Tommy's a
love
man
that.
of few words.
Yes.
With
No.
a lot of actions.
Yeah,
I'm
he's like
saying.
a secondary character, and he's a main character, but he's almost played as like a second because he has almost no, not almost, he has very few lines,
but they're impactful.
but
when he
yes,
does
Short
talk.
to the
everything he
point.
says, yes,
For
it's,
sure.
it's unreal.
And you learn the dad's coming up on 1,000 days sober, so you're like, okay, he was kind of an alcoholic. That's what I was kind of thinking. Like that's where the fractured relationship came from. You learn Tommy was in the Marines.
Yep.
Which there's way more to that story that you don't learn until
Way
later
later
on in the
on.
movie.
We'll
Like I love
definitely
how
get
they
to that.
piece that up, and also that their mom died after her and Tommy left. But again, you're like, why did they leave off the top? Like off the beginning, you don't really know why. And yeah, I just love the way they slowly pieced it together.
Oh yeah, one of those pieces when he went in the house. I mean, there was definitely subtle hints of like, if not full-on hints that of Patty's abusive past that were going by, and it was wild seeing Tommy like reminisce, looking at all the pics Patty has, wondering like what could have been, maybe, probably deep down missing his brother, even though he won't admit it. Because he's just got that, wall up, and he's not letting that shit down. He will not let his guard down. And I feel like that's a big reason he fights the way he does. That's him, like, releasing all that energy and all that emotion. He pours it into into his craft. And Tommy then reveals that oh, shit, dude. The throwing Jesus in his face, dude. Patty was just... Like, I mean, that was just a big deal for Patty to fucking, like, come to God the way he did. And then he's just, like, saying, like, oh, I'm a man of Christ now. Tommy's just, like, not having that. Like, he's not.
And didn't he say I liked you better as a drunk?
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
going to bring that up earlier when you were saying something, and then I forgot about it. It's a
You
good
almost
catch
feel
on
bad
that.
for the dad.
Oh, I do eventually, for sure, dude. And then
There's so much emotion in this movie.
Oh, it's crazy. And then we cut to Brendan's life, and everything in Brendanville seems pretty peachy on the surface, which kind of what you all were touching on. We definitely get to where it's not so peachy. And, dude, Tommy might seem like a wreck, but at least he's, taking his ass to the gym. He's doing something. He's not just curling up in a fucking ball with all his habits and just distressedness that we see on his face at every fucking moment, dude. And Brendan, man, he's a fucking teacher. Over here teaching Newton's laws of motion
Yep.
and shit.
He made
It
that
seemed like a
class seem-
cool-ass teacher, too.
Interesting.
Yeah. So he's legit. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we got to see Tommy hop in the ring.
As
And
that
what
replacement,
he
the guy
did.
did not want him to
Yeah.
get in there.
What
And
he did to him, bro.
He just destroys dude after he
Mad
made that
Dog?
Rocky joke.
Yeah.
And
Just
Mad Dog is like the top middleweight
going to
contender
Sparta
or whatever. Yeah.
He's one of the 16 out of all the world to get picked.
And Tommy makes him look like
Dude.
some bum.
And it's crazy because like you see the movie, like if you see the trailer before you watch the movie or anything like that, you think, oh, MMA movie, this will be probably okay. It won't be nothing
Yeah,
special.
it's an
but
MMA movie.
this is way more than that.
I was expecting
So much
Never
very
Back
emotional.
Down.
Yeah, that's kind of what.
I
well,
wasn't
no, that's
expecting
kinda-
just because the actors, I knew it had to be more. But like that's like maybe the ceiling of MMA movies before this, and that's pretty sad.
Yeah, it is though.
Fucking crazy, dude. Oh my god. And then things all of a sudden don't seem so peachy for Brendan. And that kind of touches into what y'all were saying. Like, there's more going on here. The stuff with his daughter, worrying about, his home being gone. He's got a guy advising him to, maybe file for bankruptcy. And he's like, it's just not,
not
how
an
I'm,
option.
yeah, it's not how I'm made up. And you definitely can respect that about him, dude. And I love this about it. You were kind of saying something about it, but I feel like this is a way to put it. I like how this movie isn't obviously an MMA movie
Right.
from the jump. They set the drama first, and they slowly peel back the pieces of the main plot of what's going on before, you just have those great themes that are just running through you like, damn, dude. Like, I could watch this without the MMA. That just gives them something to do and play
wasn't-
with, and the best movies do that.
It wasn't really till the last 30, 40 minutes
Yeah.
that it became an MMA
'Cause I think
movie like hardcore.
The one fight at the strip club,
in the parking
Well,
lot.
the
Yeah,
little-
parking
and then
lot,
the
there's
little
a
mon-
joke about
Yeah.
that.
the little montage or whatever they had, but other than that, yeah, it was.
It was
all
like
story.
the last 30, 40 minutes was the tournament or whatever.
Yeah, it's just, and then the build to that, and then Brendan getting his MMA on, like you were saying, they made the joke about the club in the parking lot, man. I
love his
for
fighting
a little
style.
extra money. Yeah, for sure, dude. Hit the
Brendan-
submissions down pat.
Well, but his form, like his punching and shit, just looks so
Clean.
just solid. Yeah, dude. I was just.
I
like,
think it was
"Oh,
made
did
up
it."
to be that way. Like Tommy was just that haymaker
Yeah.
brawler, and then Brendan
more
a
technical.
little more
Combos and-
technical. But yeah. I mean, you'd almost think he'd be the more advanced fighter because he looked more technical. But it's just, that's not always the case. You got to have that like natural raw power too, and be able to throw it all together without fear. Because there's moments in the movie too where Tommy, like, he was just going in about business, and Brendan, he would talk a big game, but you could see on his face where like he may have been doubting himself, especially during like when that first fight finally took off. But we'll get to what all that ensues. Which he then comes home because he has no choice really. He has to reveal to his wife. He can't hide the bumps and bruises, what he's
Scars or
really
whatever on his
doing.
face.
Which that had to have been tough. That's going to be a big deal. And then Tommy gets to sit down with Patty and reveals a 16-man middleweight tournament, and Patty takes on training responsibilities.
Which that
for
scene
Tommy.
was awesome.
I love
the diner
it.
scene.
I love when he was like, "Give me your pills" or
Yeah.
whatever. He's like,
Yeah.
"I heard him." So Tommy gives him one thing. He's like, "No, I was." He's like, "You got 3."
Yeah, he said
me
you
all
sounded
of
like a damn maraca coming in the door. Like, I love that line. I was like, damn, dude, that's legit. Yeah, I love that, dude.
And then Brendan is called to the principal's office because he's got the like scars on his face or whatever, and the principal essentially tells him you can't be
Pissed.
fighting. Like,
He's pissed.
ends up getting suspended
Without pay.
Without pay, which is absolutely the worst thing, being that he's needing money right now and like he's about to lose his house. So that was big, and we'll kind of circle back to that principal later.
Yeah,
That's
and
something I like
I
later.
love that too. But that's just the thing. It's like he's over here trying to make money doing this extra shit, but now it's jeopardizing his main job. It's like you think you're countering with something that can help you, and now all of a sudden that same thing might be jeopardizing you. And now you're like, well, fuck, dude. If I can get this good, maybe the MMA shit might pay more. But like they say in the movie, I was only like a 50-50 fighter, basically, at best. So that had to have been weighing on him, doubting himself there. But he's also like, well, fuck, I can't just give this up because I need the fucking money. Definitely add some more trials and tribulations into the mix.
I like how Tommy's dad continues to try to like connect with him. He's agreeing to train him, but he's like, "You're gonna sleep in my house."
Yeah.
Like all this, we're waking up early, we're training. So like that first morning, he like brings him coffee upstairs or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
and what
trying to
about
connect with
that
him.
song he was singing? Like, he might not be a drunk in this movie, but he's coming up the stairs like something like a duck goes quack quack quack, and he was like, I was like, is he wasted right now? Because that sounds like something a drunk guy would sing on the stroll
I don't
home.
remember the song.
Maybe that
But-
was from his drunken days, but that cracked me up because I was like, what the fuck?
But he's trying to connect with Tommy, bringing him coffee, waking him up, like, let's go train. And, like, Tommy wants no part of it. He's like, I'll get my own fucking coffee. I'll wake myself up. And the dad just said, it hurt my knees coming up those stairs.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I'll have the coffee on till 5 o'clock, and then I'm dumping it out. Kind of like, I'm trying, dude. Give
A
me
little back
something
and
here.
forth between
Yeah,
them.
and he even says that at one point in the movie, like, I'm really trying here. But we'll get to that. And Brendan, man, has his own trainer
Yep.
of his own,
His
and
friend.
Frank, who is played by Frank Grillo.
Frank Grillo, this is his best role he's ever done.
Oh, I
his
forgot how
best
good he
acted
was in this.
that he's ever done.
This whole movie, the acting,
I have,
seems
have
like it
something
brings the
on-
best out of
I
everybody.
got something on Frank later.
Okay,
We'll come back to
nice. And then Patty finally decides to visit Brendan, and it doesn't go so well.
Not at all.
That hurt me too, because I was like, "Fuck, dude, he hates him just as much." It seems like
If
he's
not
like,
more.
he's like, remember our fucking agreement. Or
He
whatever.
stands his ground more than Tommy does, honestly.
So it was that scene. I
Well,
thought
it was
that was
Tommy. Just he had to use him. You know what I mean? So I don't even know if that's true. Like, because here's why I can't go that route, because Tommy is right in the midst of watching him try every single second, and he does not break for a moment. Like, it would be so easier for him to get coaxed into it, and yet Brendan, as the movie went on, felt like he got coaxed into it more while he was on the sidelines. Tommy wasn't breaking, and he was in the middle of the fire, and that's fucking impressive to me.
But yeah, I thought that scene was pretty big in their front yard or whatever, and then it really raised the question, because I was thinking this already, but like, what did the dad do?
Yeah.
Like, if he was just a drunk, I don't think his kids would hate him this much. Like, what actually did he do?
Well, you get
like,
it when he talks.
Yeah, you
Tommy
know
hits
what
that
he
joke
did.
with, well, you can't.
Once you piece
you
it
can't
together.
find any women that can take a
Take a
beating
punch.
easy or take a punch these days.
Yeah.
So you know he abused their mom, and then
And he had to leave with her. And
she
then,
became sick.
And she was sick.
died.
Yeah,
But Brendan
he
didn't
wasn't
go with
there.
him.
right, he fell in
But, yeah.
love.
But then
That's the scene we'll talk
the
about.
end of that, when Brendan goes back inside, his 2 daughters and wife are standing at the door, and one of the girls
Dude.
says, "Who's that, Daddy?" And he goes,
Yeah.
"Some nice old man."
It's so sad.
Like the kids don't even
And
know
he's
their
like,
grandpa.
I forget the dog's name. He's just like, oh, is that? Oh, he's like, oh, let's see her for a second. Like that had that. Yeah, dude.
you kinda
Even
feel
though
for him.
he clearly was like a hardcore piece of shit, drunk, beating his wife like in front of his kids, not giving a fuck about anything. Like this type of person you just want to throw to the wolves, but you can see it every moment. Like this is the definition of a changed man. Like I can't think of in a movie.
He's trying.
We didn't see the bad shit he did, but we got enough to know the type of person he was. He was a complete trash asshole. But when you talk about transformations, even though we didn't see it, we could picture it. It's fucking. I can't think of a movie where I'm just like, I'm so sold. There's nothing fake about
And
this.
when like Tommy or Brendan's like yelling at him or whatever, you can tell he's like, yes, I was a piece of shit. Like,
Yeah, and he
but
looks
I'm
like he's about
changed.
to
Like
cry.
I'm trying. Like I
Like,
understand why you hate me, but I'm here now. Like give me a second chance. Like you can tell he knows he did wrong, and is at least owning up to it. I guess.
Oh yeah, I feel so bad for Nick Nolte in this movie, dude.
Yeah.
By this point, especially going forward, oh my God, it just eats at me. And then Tommy gets into Sparta, though, and you get a peek of where he would be putting the money with the military stuff.
And
So
again,
he's got
I
a
love-
lot of stakes too, dude.
Yeah.
Again, I love how they did that. They just you see him on the phone with this girl, and it's the first time you've seen him smile in the movie. He's happy, and you're like, is this his girlfriend, wife? He wants to see the kids. Like, what's going on here? And then you hear like Manny brought up, and you're like,
Yeah.
okay, here's
Loyalty.
another character. Was this his quote unquote brother? And like, what happened? And like the way again they pieced it together slowly.
Yep.
Yeah,
was
so
beautiful.
well done. And then, dude, feel the fucking Beethoven. The
Yes.
training scenes, dude.
Yeah,
It really
loved it.
helps zap the movie into like its next phase. Like, okay, now we're cooking with some motherfucking fire. We're getting to it now. And now Brendan is in Frank's ear about Sparta as well, and he gets the call. But man, that just you could see it even on Frank's face. He even was like, "Dude, I'm gonna put myself out here for you."
Well, first
But
of
he-
all, Frank's fighter that was going to Sparta came up
Marco.
with an injury.
So that was
Yeah.
at the
And that's
end of
why-
that like training montage,
Yeah.
which I like how they did that with the squares like moving around the
Yes,
screen.
dude. It's
the
such
multiple
easy
different
editing
scenes.
too. Like
but
I
it
even know how to
works.
do that, and I'm like, this is so cool.
Brilliantly. And then like the last scene, you just see Frank on the phone. He throws his phone. You're like, what's he mad about? And then you see Marco, the fighter he's been training, in
Oh, yeah.
pain, like holding his knee, and you're like, he just lost his ticket to this Sparta.
And that was his opportunity. And at first, it looked like Brendan wasn't even going to tell him. He kind of was like drifting away, and then it's almost
He
like
didn't know
came
how to
over.
bring that up.
He like it came over him. He was walking away, almost like, you know what? Fuck this. Hey man, like wait up. Let me talk to you about something.
$5 million though for the
Well,
winner. That's
and
so
that's
crazy.
a lot for
Think
one
about
tournament.
think of how this is too. Like this is like a UFC tournament. These fights are normally like a month apart. Imagine
Oh,
just
they're
like
6 months apart. Usually
Yeah.
you don't fight
Yeah.
more than like twice a year.
yeah. But I'm saying like this UFC
In general?
Yeah, in general is like a month apart. But that's even better point. Like the fight, like what felt like night
Cowboy
after night.
Cerrone's like the only guy that will fight 3 or 4 times
Yeah.
a year. It seems like.
Yeah.
And they were
did-
fighting
You gotta
4
give 'em
fights
respect
in
for
2
that.
nights.
I think it's 16 fighters, 8 fights in 2 nights
In 2
is what it
nights,
is.
yep.
So that's like back to back.
That's
How to
crazy.
fight
You'd
4
be
fights.
so beat up.
Dude,
Imagine
yeah.
if you're like
Brendan was.
Yeah, imagine if you're like fucking Nate Diaz, dude.
Oh my
but you
God.
barely survive, and
You
you got to
can
come back
take
the
a
next
chin,
day. Yeah, but
take a
imagine him
punch.
having to do that like what is it, like 4
4
straight
times.
in times in a row.
2 times a day.
His face wouldn't even be there. It'd be worse than Rocky. Like, he'd be like,
A small thing through that training montage that I liked was Mad Dog actually went on ESPN and
Talking
had that
shit.
interview, and he was talking shit about Tommy, and said that Tommy was just a nobody. He's
Yeah,
like, I'll
I
show
dug
him,
that
blah, blah, blah.
too.
It's like, I like how they're starting that trash talk, and also it was showing how, I guess, respected Mad Dog is to get an ESPN interview. Like, they know he's one of the top contenders for this tournament.
Oh yeah, really painted who he beat.
And then have we met Koba yet at this point?
I was about to talk about it, but one more thing I was going to touch on is, of course, the fucking wife, Brendan's wife, doesn't like it. But, like, at the end of the day, dude, a man's going to do what he's got to do for his family, whether it means get beaten to a pulp. And if you don't agree with this, that could be because you're not a man. That's just what it is, dude. It's just what it is. Like, you feel that when you have a family where you're just... Even, like, I could be at the grocery store. Sometimes I'll be on edge. Nothing's going to fucking happen, but I'm, like, my guard's up, like, just in case this is going to happen. Same thing. It's fight or flight. You're going to get it done no matter what corner you're in for your family. So the wife might be mad, but that type of shit's just built into us. Like, we got to do what we got to do. Even if we don't have faith in ourselves, we're going to put that shell over it, and we're just going to fucking take care of it, dude.
Well, I love that line she says where she goes, you told me that you were going to be fighting people who watched too many UFC fights, and now you're about to fight one of those fighters that they watch, and which... Dude, honestly scares me as a viewer. I'm just like, ooh, you put it in that perspective, it's like, damn.
Because he did say that because he was fighting in those stripper parking lots, and those were guys who think they can fight. So he had it
it's
easy.
not like he whooped dude either. Like, I mean,
it's still a fair fight.
Yeah, like he could have lost easily in that one. And then we get Koba, like you were saying. Yeah, like
Played
beast
by
mode.
Kurt Angle,
dude. It's so weird. They got like contacts
when they
in
first
his
showed
eyes
him, I
and
was
shit.
like,
It's like, is that
who
fucking
is
Kurt
that?
Angle?
I didn't think Kurt Angle at first. I was like, I know him. Where is he from? And it wasn't until like the second or third time I was like, holy fuck,
Yeah,
that's
I guess
Kurt
it's just
Angle.
it's the contacts just
Yeah,
make him look completely different.
It
Just
really
like the eye
does.
color.
He did look Russian.
Yeah, I believed it. Just like, yep, that's a Russian if I've ever saw one. Kind of an awkward stare through, dude, when they finally got to the tournament. That stare through the crowd that Brendan and Tommy gave.
It's so intense.
Yeah, it's kind of like you don't know. Like, I don't know what I'd do if I'm Brendan in that moment. Tommy's kind of almost like, don't fuck with me, but I feel like deep down the smallest depths, he's like, maybe come over here. But I'm also not going to pay attention to you when you do. But Brendan's like, oh, it's my brother. Like, what do I do? And then he's gone in the blink of an eye.
I love the scene where they finally do meet in that sand or whatever.
That scene is so emotional, bro.
And again, Tommy didn't have very many words.
Yeah, also
but they
did not
were
go well.
Super impactful.
Yeah. That's when he's showing him pictures of his wife and kids. Like, Tommy doesn't care, but he's still, like, would you say, like, that little bit of a...
Yeah, you can tell there's something
then,
there. He does so well at conveying that.
And then Brendan says something about, like, you're my brother, and he's like, Are you in the Marines? He's like, you ain't no brother to me. And I was just like, damn, dude.
Yeah, like he cuts deep. He
and
knows
then
how to cut deep.
Brendan said something about his wife or whatever. He's like, I ain't never met him.
Yeah,
And
exactly. He's like,
Brendan's
well,
of course you haven't been here for 14 years, but they're my family.
It turned into like a
they're
why
your
is that?
niece.
And then it became a why is that type of thing. And next thing you know, and you knew when he was walking away, he was done. But Brendan's just like, I even forgave you. And he's like, forgave me?
Oh, he stopped in his tracks and turned
It's just
around.
like,
I thought they were about to
forgive me?
fight.
Well, see, I think, for one, to hit on that part real quick before I say the other thing, that would have taken away from the movie, in my opinion, if they had their fight right there. Because I thought the same thing on that same exact moment. I was like, no, don't come at him and fight here.
The only way it wouldn't is if they resolve their troubles a little earlier in the film and not in the ring, and then maybe Tommy got hurt and eliminated early, and then the first time you saw Tommy care for his brother was him sitting like ringside outside of that cage, like cheering him on fighting Koba.
See, I don't know.
I don't think that's as good, but I'm saying that's the only way I could justify it if they flip-flopped it that way, where we got to see him fight then, and then the main event was him cheering on his brother, and that was like the heartwarming moment. It's like, oh my God, he finally came around. He's here for him. Like maybe he's getting the shit kicked out of him, and then Brendan's like, that's where he gets his strength from his brother. Like that would have been a good ending too, but I'm glad it went here. But I think they would have had it tweaked it like something like that if they would have had the fight that early, because you can't have them fight again. It just wouldn't have been as impactful. Well, that's an alternate route that I could see that would work. Not as well, but would.
A detail that we kind of missed was before they met up out there on the beach was when we all find out from a Marine, the Marine that Tommy saved his life.
Yeah. You can look right here. Also, the brothers meet again. This also didn't go well. One before was so Tommy was.
Yeah. So they find out sees the video on camp, and then goes and finds the tape, and then of course he finds out that Tommy's the one that saved their whole squad, by ripping a fucking Humvee door off. So, but he went AWOL, so he's wanting to get locked up, or they're wanting to lock him up. So that's when you find out, like, okay, so this guy is fighting for something way more than just himself,
Well, yeah, and Tommy becomes an overnight sensation.
Yes,
because that story came out on the news. And, which I don't think you knew. That news segment, I don't think they said he went AWOL yet.
No.
So yeah,
that was they found out about that because of the news segment.
Yes,
but
they started digging because you figure out that's why he changed his last name
to Reardon.
So that they couldn't track him that way. But yeah, he becomes that overnight sensation, and the first time he walks out to the ring, no music, but he's got fans in the crowd.
Yeah,
all business.
And I love Brian Callen's in the movie, and he plays himself, Brian Callen, which I love when he introduced himself because he's one of the announcers. He was like, Brian Callen here, and I was like, oh, he's actually playing himself, which I think he did really good.
He did. He killed it.
An announcer.
For sure, dude.
But yeah,
and Tommy, he made quick work of Francisco Barbosa, dude. Took that motherfucker out like it was nothing.
Dude,
and again,
one punch.
All fucking business. Just
walks
leaves
right
the
out.
cage. And he's not just walking out. He's like running away almost. Like it's not running, but he's power walking the fuck out.
Well, he still checked to make sure dude was like for real knocked out, but as soon as he knew it was over, he was like, I'm done.
You don't need me anymore. And I actually love that.
Yes.
Like if a fighter actually did that, I would love it.
Well, that puts to his character it makes sense for Tommy's character so much more. Like if he were to just stay in there, like him celebrating wouldn't have made sense for his character.
Yeah.
Him that was the perfect for his character.
Yeah, and then you not meet Brendan, but you meet Brendan in his first fight
Man,
before he's
what
about to go on.
back and forth.
Brian Callen hating on him.
Yeah, well, I was gonna touch on real quick what I was kind of talking about earlier. This is what I was talking about, where like maybe he's not as confident. You could see that he had cold feet, like he didn't want to fucking go out there at first.
Yep.
But then he does, and what you were saying, Brian Callen was not playing games.
Picked up a goldfish. Like Brian Callen had a goldfish.
Yeah, like on
just
deck.
to make that joke.
Just because you're, that fits
and
you,
then,
it might work.
Who's Brendan fighting? Anthony Rumble Johnson. That dude's an actual UFC fighter.
Oh, really?
Like a legit. When did this movie come out?
11, I think.
So he was like one of the best UFC fighters when this came out. Like top middleweight. Yeah.
Dude, that fight was so crazy because it's like, dude, you're going to have to tap out. But what he lasts 20 seconds in a chokehold?
Oh, yeah.
Like that's so crazy.
Them things together.
Yeah, and he
Frank's
made it
don't
through.
Give up, not Tommy, Brendan.
Which was kind of a callback to when Frank was like, "What am I going to do if you go in that ring and get tapped out in 5 seconds?"
Because that would look bad on Frank.
Yeah, it'd look real bad.
Like, how about I go 20 seconds and I don't tap?
Right.
Like fuck. Dude.
But then he comes back and he puts dude in the Kimura and. That's it for him.
And the principal callback when Brendan was fighting,
yeah.
His biggest fucking fan now, the fucking principal.
Yes.
I love that.
How he was into it, it was so fucking.
It made me laugh.
He was fucking lit off.
Because
cheering like get up.
Something we didn't talk about at all, like the kids in Brendan's class went to the principal and was like, "Can we watch it in the auditorium?" And like the principal wanted nothing to do with it, and you're thinking like he doesn't support it or whatever, and then you see him. He's his biggest fan, cheering him on, jumping up and down off the couch. Like,
there was one thing that like tipped me off that he actually kind of did, is only because like when we first found out about it, he was all business, but he was just like UFC or like MMA, whatever he said.
Interesting.
Yeah.
when the superintendent.
Yeah, but it didn't feel like I don't know what I'm talking. It didn't sound like a reaction like, oh, I know about that stuff. It sounded like really like you could tell beyond that, like this guy's actually probably into this shit.
Impressed almost.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, he's all business and it's about work. When you're at
both
work,
brothers
dude.
win their first fight. Tommy easily, Brendan takes a beating.
He tapped him eventually, though. Thought it'd be the other way around, but no.
I like the scene with the wife. They keep flashing back to her, and you can tell she's a nervous wreck, like just watching her phone.
Restless.
And then one scene, like the phone's on the table, and she's on the couch, like an awkward position on the couch, just waiting for it to ring, looking at the clock. And it finally rings, and she sprints over to it and opens the message, and it says, "I won." Like, I got chills right there at that point. She
Which
started.
fight was that?
That was his first
That was
fight.
the first one,
Against Anthony.
Because after that, she's watching the whole.
Because after that, she started watching him. His second fight she watched on the TV, and then the third one or the fourth one, the championship, she actually ends up going to. But yeah, she turned into a fan. Not that she wasn't before, but she didn't really want anything to do with it at the beginning.
Yeah, then yeah, exactly. She did, but she didn't because she was scared of him getting hurt. But at the end of the day, she's going to support him. Once it became real, like, okay, we can do this thing, and I need to see it. I got to see, my husband out there. Like, I can't cheer him on.
It's kind of hard for us to put ourselves in that position, but I totally understand where she's coming from.
Yeah, me too. Aida used to be in UFC. Not UFC, is more of an underground fighting ring, dude. And every time she go up against those chicks, this girl
just
got it
seeing
with
the love of your life get beat up, especially when in Brendan's case, he's the worst fighter in this group. Essentially, they said his odds were 1,000 to 1.
1,000 to 1.
And it's like, good. If you would have bet $1 on him, you would win 1,000. But yeah. Coming from her perspective, I totally understand why she would be terrified. Because earlier in the movie, they talked about he was hospitalized from a fight or something. So obviously, worst case scenarios are running through your head.
Yeah, I got
as the wife
flashes of Adrian and Rocky when she was trying to talk him out of it, especially in part 5 where his hands were shaking and she was like, "You got to retire." Yeah, that was fucking. Yeah, I love that dynamic they added in. And then, Tommy's still whooping ass, and Nolte goes to,
meet
him up at the casino. And
that was there's so many powerful scenes.
Yeah, this scene, oh my God, Tommy's just sitting there casual as fuck, just leaning sideways, keeps, keeping what the fuck, what is that called?
Slot machine.
Slot machine. I don't know why blank. Slot machine rolling. He's just literally winning money, almost like I'm not really even paying attention to you. I'm doing what I got to do. Almost like you're still here. What the fuck are you doing? Like he's a fly or something. Like I'm over here doing my shit, and you're all up in my shit. And he's just talking mad shit to him, dude. He's just eating. That's when he says, I'm really trying here, Tommy. And you can see in his eyes, he's breaking even more. And when he's fucking saying he don't need shit from him, all this different shit, says, no, what? I can confidently say now I definitely liked you better when you were drunk. Because basically, you used to have a backbone or something.
You said you had balls.
And he just fucking smacks that shit into his face. All the coins.
Which I don't know if you noticed. One of them was on the dad's collar, balancing barely on his collar. Go back and rewatch that scene. There's no way they could have planned that. It just happened that way, and they kept it in there. And then when the dad gets up, it falls. But it's balancing on his collar.
That's crazy.
It's so I feel so bad. I'm already God, dude.
It's a tear-up scene.
Yeah, you're gonna break him, and then 2 seconds later he smacks. I'm like, oh my God, he went there with it. But you can see when he walks away, Tommy finally's I think even's
did I do it? Did
yeah,
I do
I think
much?
He doesn't say fuck out loud, but I think you can read his lips. He's like, fuck, and he does that kind of with his head, fuck, and he slams down the thing, slot machine one more time, and then that leads the scene because that already builds me up. This scene makes me tear up every time I watch it.
The most emotional scene in the movie.
This scene is fucking because that was another thing we need to address. He was making fun of him. He's like, why don't you go back to your room with your little fish stories and all that? Because he's walking around listening to it. It's such a weird thing to do. He just basically told him how miserable his life was, and he was better off as a drunk. And I don't everything he's been through, and he even explains that in the following scene. You could see exactly why he went into this, dude. And that scene when he opens that door, dude, and he's just screaming out
flashbacks from the war.
Yeah, and just stuff from
it was the audio tape. I think it was Moby Dick.
Yeah, he was talking about. He was screaming out Moby we don't have the boat or some shit. He's just screaming shit.
I think he was saying we're lost or something like that, which leads into his real life and the audio book. He had the bottle. Just getting drunk.
Yeah, and then Tommy
smashed.
Yeah, he fucking takes it away from him, and he just
hugs
screams it in Tommy's face. And when he's laying there, he's like, "We're lost, Tommy. We're lost. We'll never be found," and all that different shit. It's just God.
And this is where Tommy becomes his son again.
Caring, Tommy starts caring for him,
and he gives
him
a
hug.
Him holding him like that,
and then pulls him up in bed and put both his arms on his chest and like, just sat there. Like,
that's so sad. I could almost cry right now talking about it.
This is where you're like, I don't know who I want to win at this point.
Yeah,
like, do I want Tommy or Brendan to win?
That was something else I loved. I was like, what direction are they taking this movie? Which one of the brothers is going to win?
Yeah.
Dude.
They both have a reason to win because you find out Tommy was going to give all the money to the wife of his friend that was killed.
Because he knew he was going to go to jail.
And then Brendan for his house, and you're like, who do I want to win? How are they going to play this out?
Dude, it's just, that scene's so sad. And all those, and like Nolte, like you could tell like the ease that came off of him, even as drunk as he was just like, wow, I'm finally being appreciated here. Like, wow, this is what it took. You hate to see him break on like those 1,000 days, but
I'm glad he did.
I'm glad he did.
Unnegative way, I'm glad he did because it added to the story that much more.
It made the movie so much better. And I have no doubts that like he's like, all right, we're in this now. I don't think that's a relapse where it's going to be a thing. Like even him, he's probably like, you know what, that happened, but it happened for a reason. I think he's going to continue on that path, even though we don't see further for sure or not, dude.
We get the final four, so it's Tommy versus Mad Dog and Brendan versus Koba. So you get the quote-unquote rematch.
Brendan has to take on Koba.
It's so crazy.
Now, did you like that it was Brendan, or would you have rather it been Tommy?
At first. I wanted it to be Tommy at first because brute against brute and
That's
all
exactly
the anger
what I was
Tommy
gonna
had.
say.
But after what, this is like my 20th time, way more than that, watching this.
Them two just throwing bombs on each
that's
other.
all I wanted at first.
Dope.
But like these past few times I watched it, just makes more sense for Brendan to be able to beat or to go against Koba.
See, I feel like that, but at the same time, this could have gave. It does. God, I don't know. I go back and forth. But the brawler thing, brawler versus brawler type,
that's just like a fantasy
bombs.
we'd like to see.
But another element would be if you know how the ending ends. I feel like this would have been Tommy's like chance to like really shine, to give him that moment. So like it could have went that way too. I don't know.
I like how it played out.
Yeah. I do too.
I like Tommy having his rematch with Mad Dog and like Mad Dog in the ring talking mad shit again, and Tommy makes quick work of him.
So
again,
quick.
second time.
Oh yeah, dude.
Which I think just went to show you how good of a fighter Tommy is, because Mad Dog's top of his class and quick work for this guy.
Yeah.
No, it was so nice to see him just lay that motherfucker out again.
Which makes me wonder what would have happened if Brendan and Mad Dog went at it. Like, what would that fight look like? So there's like so many pieces that you want to see that they had choice. They could have done, but they did it all the right way.
Yeah, maybe Tommy saying some cocky shit and just like, I knocked him out in this much time.
Yeah.
Pussy. They wouldn't have fit his character. He only confronted when you came to him.
Right.
But yeah, then Koba is just throwing Brendan like a rag doll.
Yeah.
He throws him into the fence like 2 times, and I'm like, good.
I really felt
God.
they're just like disadvantaged from the beginning. They did a good job at showing that.
He's
shit.
just too much for him.
And then it was like I think it was the 3rd round. It was the last round, and Frank used Brendan's home as motivation. He's like, do you want to win this fight? If not, I'll throw the towel in and we can leave. He's like, why are you here? He's like, you're home. Like, you want your family. And you see it kind of in Brendan's eyes, and you're like, okay, he's coming back in that
Fighting
3rd
for
round.
family.
Because, Frank's like, you have to knock him out or you lose this fight. And so Brendan comes out and doesn't knock him out, but
taps him out.
Makes him tap.
Yeah.
What was it? An ankle? Was it an ankle lock? Or
I can't remember. I'm trying to like
I think he did get his leg.
Or was a knee bar? Maybe it was something to do with his leg,
within the
though. I
leg,
think.
yeah.
I'm trying to think, but like literally when I'm thinking this in my brain, I'm just picturing a bunch of dudes in like pretzel shape.
So
like nothing's coming out.
I think it was leg, and thinking of it now, they might have done that on purpose because wasn't Kurt Angle's special like a leg lock? Ankle lock.
He did the ankle lock where he turned
They might
you
have
over
purposely done that. I
think that was what it was. Yeah.
Just thinking of that on the top right there.
WWE.
Yeah,
WWF
it was because
shit.
he had him and he was holding him, and that's when he was like leaned out. Like
I think it's called.
I
actually think it's what it's called, the angle lock. Play on ankle lock.
So I didn't connect those watching the movie, but sitting here now, I think they might have done that on purpose.
That's pretty
Make
cool.
them tap out. Okay.
It's a little extra tidbit, dude. And then the final match, dude.
Yes.
Set. And, Tommy versus Brendan. And this is where it was going from the beginning.
Yes,
but it still doesn't make it any
Your
less.
first watch, who do you think was going to win between the brothers?
Brendan.
Brendan.
I did because the house was way too big of a motivation, way too big of a stake. I guess it was the Brendan had the biggest stakes in this movie than anybody else. I mean, secondary would honestly be his dad, where Tommy would have the least amount. So I figured my first time watching, I was like, oh well, Brendan's gonna win. It's not gonna be easy, but I'm sure Brendan will win this.
Yeah.
So, but I wouldn't have cared if Tommy won either. So you know, it's just one of those. But I think.
Well, that's the thing is Brendan over there. Brendan couldn't have won because this is where again Tommy came around. This was like his moment to come around to Brendan. That's what I love about this movie is you got Nick Nolte, Patty the father. It's like there was extremes that drove Tommy to the way he was, but it had to be absolute extremes, like going back on sobriety and losing your mind in order for it to come back. It's like fighting fire with fire, extremity with extremity. And then now in this last fight, it's the same thing. It was extremes to get him to separate from Brendan, but it had to go to complete extremes. Even with like a cheap shot in there from Tommy, the extreme of going through this battle to where it literally looked like he didn't want nothing to do with him still and losing this match, that's what allowed him to, you know, find that again. You needed to fight that extreme with each character to replace the relationships that were once before. And I feel like that's the way I look at it. I don't know if y'all even caught that or thought about that, but yeah.
I think it turned out beautifully.
It did, dude.
Brendan gets his shoulder or whatever and like hears it pop or whatever, and I thought the fight was over at that, like
Tommy wouldn't let it be,
but I don't think but the ref didn't see it or hear it or whatever, because Frank wasn't Frank yelling something like, Josh, like it's over or whatever, but yeah, and then Tommy's standing there with one arm fucking down to his fucking side, and you're like, this dude's insane.
He don't give a
and
fuck.
Between rounds, his head's just like, you can tell he's in pain. His head's just against the fence and everything.
It's like the first time you see him vulnerable, like in a fight. It's the first time you see him vulnerable in a fight for sure.
Yeah.
So
and the point I had about Frank earlier on was, I think he played a huge role in Brendan winning, like being in that corner, because they showed him
100%.
yelling, hips up, hips, like he was coaching Brendan through everything, whereas Tommy went to a corner, and I don't know if you noticed, he was just standing there, like nobody was taking care of him
in his zone
or putting the Vaseline, but like Frank was right there with Brendan, telling him, all right, this is the adjustment for this round, let's do this. He's coming at you, I want you to slide and throw combo. Like he coached him through the whole thing.
And maybe that could have low-key coached Tommy for forgiveness too, realizing that like his bitterness had left him. He doesn't have a hype man. He has nobody. Like the combination of all that was just like, man, like, yeah, maybe. Like it's not like a big thing, but the whole movie's like a culmination of little thing until it finally breaks through. That could have also been one of those little things. I don't doubt it.
Well, yeah, and Brendan felt bad after he heard his brother.
Like,
he's like, Tommy, quit
give
this. Like, we don't have to do this. It's over. And Tommy's like, no, dude, I'm Marines. I'm coming at you.
Yeah. Like Tommy
would
knew,
not give up.
At first, I thought he legit was like, I'm going to do it. But after a while, it almost looked like he was just like, just fucking end it. Like, do it. I'm going out like this. You can't tell me just to stop.
And then, Joe, did you like how it ended with them just walking out?
I did.
Right into the camera.
There was nothing else needed to be said at that point.
Well, here's what I'm wondering about. This gets me is like, now that Tommy's lost, now he can't necessarily do that for his fallen comrade in the family.
Right.
But I'm assuming that Brendan, just assuming that's all you can do, is going to give him a portion. That's what you assume, and I think that is the best way to end it. But I do wonder, I'm like, well, how does that work out? Because the whole movie, and I think they made the right choice. It's like, let your mind make it up. It's good for them, you know, to have that redemption. Because this movie, while it's about MMA, the real thing that you come to it for is the emotion. So it's best to end on that last gratifying emotion, to where they're kind of like walking out of the cage together, and it seemed like they're finally embracing each other.
That like fractured family dynamic that at the end of the movie is almost a completed puzzle. Yeah. Going back to piecing the puzzle together slowly, like they forgive each other or whatever, and he helps them out. Got any other points? Ready to give scores?
Post-credit scene.
Didn't watch that.
Yeah,
I don't
did
think.
not see
When
that.
Tony Stark walks in,
Oh yeah,
asked-
I almost forgot
asked
about
Brendan
it.
to be a part of the Avengers.
He had to.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I
Tommy was
remember.
jealous,
Yeah.
and then he murdered him.
All of them.
Just that ruined the whole movie.
This is it.
Not just the absurdity, but he went back on all that growth. Great.
We
Yeah.
got score-wise, Rodney.
Oh, I'm starting it.
Yeah.
So, seen this movie a million times. First of all, I'm going to go on and say that it has a soft spot in my heart because there was a certain time in my life where all I had was two certain movies, and that
Is that
was
what that is?
Huh?
The soft spot in your
Yeah,
heart?
it's right
Okay.
here.
I didn't know that's what that was.
But there was a certain time in my life where I only had two movies in my viewing, and that was 47 Ronin and Warrior. But this movie gets better every time I watch it. The emotion, the story, character development, everything is damn near perfection.
For sure.
The score is raised up from a few years, so this is a 9.5 for me.
That's beautiful.
Yeah,
9-5.
yeah.
Nice.
Want me to go next?
It don't matter either or.
My first time watch. I do love the emotions in the movie. We've said it a million times. Also, how this is an MMA movie, but they don't overdo that.
Right.
Like, it's the end of the movie. We're going to show you the fractured family, all this emotion, all the different avenues, like Rodney was talking. All these different people have something at stake. The slow peel back of the cover, you don't know everything right off the jump. What's going on with Tommy? You learn more to his story. Even, an hour and 30 minutes in, you're figuring out, he went AWOL. Like, they slowly piece all that together. A problem I did have with it was I didn't like how, so both brothers, all of their fights except the last one went the same way. Tommy destroyed all three of his guys. Brendan had trouble and was the underdog and made all three of his guys tap. I wanted some mixture. Maybe Brendan get a quick submission real quick. Tommy to be pushed a little bit more and maybe one of his fights. Other than that, I didn't really have many problems with it. But it's going to get an 8.4 from me.
Hell yeah. That's high for you. I like that.
Yeah. This is a movie that actually... I think I was in the 9s going into this, which I was a little disappointed in, like reviewing-wise, because I was like, I'm about to toss out another 9. Now, watching this again, this is something I will say about the movie, which is a weird thing. Like, I feel like when I watched this movie the other day, I was like, does this need to be 2 hours and 20 minutes? I really did feel that. And I was like, I feel like if they shaved off 20 minutes and made it a little tighter, I think it would have been a better movie, honestly. But in saying that, I'm still like, what would they have cut out?
Exactly.
Like, everything was so nice. But I still can't help, like, the way I felt. I was like, maybe there's a few things that could have touched up. I don't know. I felt it, the runtime a little more. Yeah, I mean, it's a powerful movie, man. It's so damn powerful. Everything that goes on with that family aspect, like y'all said, the slow build to that, the slow reveals to all that. It really is damn near a perfect movie. The UFC shit, I like mildly enjoyed, honestly. I give the UFC portion of the film like a 7 out of 10. But the emotions that went on with it elevated it. And the drama was damn near a 10 out of 10. But yet and still, like, I did feel the runtime a little bit last night when I was watching it. And maybe that is that extra 20 minutes. But then again, like I said, don't know what they cut out. But overall, it this time around, it just missed out on a 9. I gave it I think I'm going to actually change my score again. I'm going to give it an 8.8. It is a phenomenal movie. It's great. I can't imagine them ever making a better movie surrounding around MMA. But my God, yeah, and Nick Nolte's performance in this, it could be one of my favorite. It could be one of my favorite performances because I always come back to this just for that scene alone where he's so emotional, dude, because it gets me. It's the subtle things with him, man.
So we all think this movie's great. I just text Tyler to ask what his score would be because I'm curious. 8.3. So we're all north of it.
Everybody's above an 8.
Yeah, it's so damn good,
well
dude.
deserving.
One thing I will just say real quick, as far as like the whole MMA thing, I think that's something that's very hard to put to film.
Oh, I bet.
And I think they did a fantastic job of making you believe that they were actually fighting. Like the quick camera changes and angles and the way they shot that, I thought it was beautiful because I was very worried about the fighting looking really fake, and I think they did a good job.
It looked good. I think it's more of like I just missed the emotion though. It was almost like the powerhouse performances, and the feel of the film almost was its like best thing, but it was also its worst enemy because I was like, man, I kind of just miss just the drama. But at the same time, they incorporated the drama into the ring well.
All right, send us home.
Solid. Send us home. I don't even think we've done this in a while.
Tyler
actually.
did them on.
He did.
The ones we did. I don't know.
Yeah. Follow us at YouTube at Box Office Banner. Yeah. Follow us on Instagram at Official Box Office Banner. Follow us on Facebook. We have Box Office Banner, which is where all our personal, business page type stuff is. And then follow us on not Official Box Office Banner, Box Office Banner Movies, where we just shoot the shit. It doesn't have to be about our shit on Box Office Banner. We just talk about movies and we post all our shit there. It's a good group, guys. We appreciate y'all. Big time. Love y'all.
Love you.